كذلك يتم نعمته عليكم لعلكم تسلمون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. نشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد، ربي زدني علما، ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري وأحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. As you heard the topic that is given to you by the chairman, who are really hearing this meeting today, this lecture for today, is about the undesirability of aspiring for office. That is, people who wanting or longing to obtain position, who wanting to have to take position or like a leadership in Islam, how it's the disliking in wanting for it, longing for it, or asking for it. This is the topic we're going to talk today, inshallah. And I ask Almighty Allah to guide you and me, and also may Allah make this situation that the whole world we are going through, that script the whole world, may Allah wipe this pandemic that is spread all over the world. We are asking Azza wa Jalla, those who have gone beyond, including our loved ones, may Allah grant them His mercy, forgive them, and make them enter Jannatul Firdaus bighayri hisab, without any judgment. Make them enter the paradise, the most valuable one, expensive one, Al-Firdaus, without any judgment. And also, we are asking Azza wa Jalla, those who are still alive, and those of us, and those who are ill, who are sick, may Allah give them cure, and those who are not able to come out of their bed or struggling, may Allah forgive them, forgive their sins, and may Allah give them shifa, that is cure for their illness. Brothers and sisters, we go straight to the topic. That's like, for example, I give you to explain things what I mean by undesirability of aspiring for office, like a leadership, asking for leadership position, like a khalif. A khalif is a Islamic ruler, a leader that is looking after the affairs of the Muslim and even the non-Muslim. If he's anybody, Khalif means he's a successor. It's someone who succeeds, but it depends on the kind of laws that that person is going to implement on the lives of those people or those country or states that they are ruling. So Khalif is a successor or a leader. In Islam, when we talk about Khalifs, are the ones that succeeded the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. In the prophethood, it's not something you can succeed someone from. But the legacy of the prophet, what the prophet has left behind to look at, to implement the political, economic, and justice system to the people, is the position I'm talking about. In Khalif, the one who is going to follow the leadership skills of the prophet. Because they are not only prophets, they are also rulers. They are rulers. They are more than kings. They are more than prime ministers. They are more than presidents. But after the prophet passed away, those who come after them, we call them companions, like our Nabi Karim, our noble Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He has his companions like Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali Ridwanullahi alayhim. May Allah be pleased with them all. These are the ones who succeeded the Prophet ﷺ in taking care of the affairs of the Muslim world and implementing Sharia on a daily basis, and also the justice system of the Islamic penal code. So these are the things that I'm talking about. Also, when I mean leadership, it does not only stop there, but also any kind of leadership, whether a office or whether a prime minister or president, and this is what I'm talking about. Any position of trust that is given to someone, or that is in there to be given to someone that fits that criteria, is what I'm going to talk about today. Inshallah, I'll be brief, because in Islam, Islam does not like someone who asks for it, who is longing for it, working towards it in order to be leaders, to be a leader, or a head of state, or whatever you may call yourself. Whether organization, whether a country, ruling a country, or anything so far that has a political figure. So in Islam, Islam dislike someone longing for it. That is what someone wishing for it, wanting to be a leader. Because human, one of the things that make us to become somehow arrogant and somehow go out of the way is because the desirability, the wanting to be a leader that lead us to a sort of what we call greed and also oppression. I will read the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when he talks about in order to back my statement. When Allah says, "Ba'da a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, tilka darul akhirah naj'aluha lil ladina la yuriduna 'uluwan fil ardi wala fasada wal aqibatu lil muttaqin." Tilka darul akhirah, that's home of the hereafter, that is paradise. Naj'aluha lil ladina la yuriduna 'uluwan fil ardi wala fasada. We shall assign to those who rebel not. That is the paradise is being assigned to those who did not rebel against the truth with pride and oppression in the land, and not do mischief by committing crimes. And the good end is for those who are muttaqin, that is those who are pious, those who are righteous. Anyone that is righteous are the ones that Allah SWT mentioned here in Surah 28, verse 83. Surah Qasas, that is Surah 28, Surah number 28, the 28th Surah of the Quran. When you count the Surah from 1 to 114, the 28th Surah, the verse 83, is the one that mentioned about the position of those who are righteous and those who did not want to, those who rebel not against the truth and who are not showing some kind of pride and oppression in the land. These are not do mischief by committing any kind of crimes like we are seeing today in the world leaders and some other leaders and organization leaders or some political figures. The way the people are suffering under them, and beware, brothers and sisters, in Islam. That's why we don't work towards in order to attain position or to hold up any political figure. So I'll read one hadith that Rasulullah talks about this. Where this hadith was narrated by Abdurrahman. وأنا أبي سعيد عبد الرحمن ابن سمرة رضي الله عنه قال لي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا عبد الرحمن ابن سمرة لا تسأل إمارة فإنك إن أوتيتها عن غير مسألة وعنت عليها وإن أوتيتها عن مسألة أوتيت إليها وإذا حلفت على يمين فرأيت غيرها خيرا منها فأتي الذي هو خير وكفر عن يمينك. Narrated by Abdurrahman bin Samura radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him. He said, Allah's Messenger said to me, that is, Abdurrahman was reporting this hadith, he said, Allah said to him, do not ask for position of authority. If you granted this position, and do not ask for position of authority, if you are granted this position without asking for it, you'll be helped by Allah SWT. Listen, do not ask for position. Those who are fighting for political position, wanting to be president, wanting to be ministers, wanting to be executive leaders, or whatever leadership or organization is, do not ask for it. Yes, do not ask for this for any position of authority. For if you do not, if you are granted, if you don't ask for it, but if you are granted that, if the people decide to give it to you because one reason best known to them, or because of certain qualities that you possess, then Allah will help you. You'll be helped by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in discharging your responsibilities. But if you are giving it as a result of your request, yes, you will be left alone as its captives. If you take an oath to do something, then find a better alternative. When Allah, the Prophet, if you take an oath to do something, then find a better alternative. You should adopt the latter and expiate for your oath. This hadith that I just mentioned to you, brothers and sisters, is about rulership. Rulership meant here whether caliphate or any other rank, like a president, prime minister, or minister, or MP, or any leader, political, any figure that's like an organization, whatever leadership you are thinking about, brothers and sisters. And the second part of this hadith is talking about swearing, oath. For example, if you make an oath to do something, and but you find another work more rewarding than the one that you already wanting to do, rewarding and righteous, in such a situation, you are advised to dissolve your oath and make expiation for it. First of the hadith taught us that do not ask for political position, for any position or leadership. If there is no way people just appoint you, then Allah will help you. But if you ask for it, then know that it's a burden. It's going to be a burden upon you, and it's going to be it's an amana. That is, it's a trust, and you will be questioned yawm al-qiyamah. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, "Kulukum mas'ul, kulukum ra'i mas'ul an ra'iyati." Every one of you will be responsible as a leader. Even the husband will be questioned yawm al-qiyamah, how he looked after his family. And the mother of the house also will ask, when your husband was away, did you carry out the duties that your husband that has been given to him as a leader of the house to do it the same thing to the entire family? These are things which we should know. So I'm not talking about the leadership of being a father figure in the house or more than it. The leadership is a political leadership that we are talking about here. And also the hadith talks about when you take the oath of doing something, if you find something more rewarding than what you've said, in order for you to, if you abandon that oath, you abandon that task that you made the oath that I will do this by the will of Allah, so I took that oath, then you see something more rewarding than that one, for you to untie or not to be asked Yawm al-Qiyamah for it, you have to follow, do 4 things. First, for you to, there are 4 options. 1, you have to free a slave for the oath that you've made. Then you decide to do something else because you find the one that you are, the latter is more rewarding than the former. So you're gonna for that oath to be, for you to be free from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to be questioned, not to be questioned, you have to free a slave. That is 1. Then second, if you cannot able to free a slave, then you have to feed an average quality food to 10 needy people. The quality food, the food that you eat at home, the food that you eat at home, that you eat to your satisfaction, that you have all the ingredients that you need to nourish yourself, is the same amount of food that you prepare for 10 needy people and give it to them. That's the second part of it for you. So when you make an oath that you did not do, because you decide that the latter, the new one that you already found out is more rewarding than the old one that you already made. That is the second part. The third part, or you provide for them, you give them clothes to put on. If you don't have the food to prepare them, get them some clothes so that they can put on, so they'll be happy about that. Or if you cannot able to do these 3 things, the fourth one is to observe fasting, 3 days fasting. This is what the Sharia or Islam told us to do. Now we come to the second hadith, which says, reported by Abu Dharr. وأن أبي ذر رضي الله عنه قال لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يا أبا ذر إني أراك ضعيفا وإني أحب ما أحب لنفسي لا تأمرن على 2 ولا تأولين مال اليتيم. Narrated by Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu, may Allah be pleased with him. Allah's messenger said to me, that Abu Dharr said, Allah's messenger said to him, "O Abu Dharr, I found that you are weak, and I like for you that I like for myself. Do not rule over even 2 persons, and do not manage an orphan property." You see, when people are rushing into a position of trust, wanting to be leaders of the world, wanting to be leaders of their countries, wanting to be the leaders of their communities, it is a responsibility, brothers and sisters, you want to carry on. Especially when you ask for it and you are given to it, know that it's a manner, that is a trust. It's a trust. Abu Dharr is one of the pious companions of our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everyone knows. If you don't know about Abu Dharr, know about Abu Dharr, or try to study about the history of Abu Dharr. Companion is one of the pious companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and who has little interest in mundane affairs. That he has little interest of the world affairs. So, about Abu Dharr, the Prophet ﷺ studied him. He knows that he's weak to do responsible jobs, And in fact, the one who takes interest in worldly affairs and understand them well can discharge the responsibilities. Yes, the one who takes interest in worldly affairs, except if you have the interest in worldly affairs and understand them, and the people elect you or they appoint you. Those are the people who are capable to discharge their responsibilities. But if you are not, you're going to be on the opposite side. People will cry you down. People will suffer under you. People will die and people will suffer, and you'll be asked Yawm al-Qiyamah. May Allah guide us and protect us. So this hadith tells us that this companion is better than me and you, than any of our parents in terms of the deen. But Rasulullah looked at him, at Abu Dharr, and said that, you're Abu Dharr, you are a weak person. Do not take care of, look after the affairs of two people. Two people. Let's not talk more than two people. So for those who are rushing or fighting for political position, this is a lesson for you and I to study. This is a lesson for us to follow. That unless the people find out that you are someone who has the integrity, the capability, and also the qualities that gives you the rights or the steps or all the criteria, the ticking points to make you a leader, then if they appoint you, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide you. But if you are the one who asks for it, it's going to be a burden on you, not only in this world, in the hereafter. We are in a lot of brothers and sisters fail today, those who cry for political position. Another hadith before we go, because it's not a long topic, maybe by the sending questions and also comments, we'll be able to discuss it in a deeper way, so to understand what I'm trying to present to the brothers and sisters. Another hadith reported also by Abu Dharr. He says, Qultu ya Rasulallah, O you the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ala tasta'miluni? He said, O Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why do you not appoint me to an official position? He still asks the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, why do you not appoint me to an official position? فضرب بيدي على منكبه ثم قال يا أبا ذر إنك ضعيف وإنها أمانة وإنها يوم القيامة خزي وندامة إلا من أخذها بحقه وأدى الذي عليه فيها. He said, he sallallahu parted, that is, he tapped the shoulder of Abu Dharr. He sallallahu he patted him like this on the shoulder with his hand and said, "Oh Abu Dharr, you are a weak man." Weak man does not mean a curse or mean to abuse or to belittle the companion of Rasulullah, but to tell him that he, Rasulullah, Allah SWT made these people, the prophet, they have certain insights, intuition that they can able to tell from the ability and from what Allah SWT has taught them. He said, "You are a weak man, and it is a trust, and it will be a cause of disgrace and remorse on the day of judgment." Can you imagine? This man is faith. Is the way he hold on to the deen of Allah SWT as compared to us Muslims today, uncomparable. It's like sleeping and death. Like when someone sleep or someone passed away. There are two separate comparisons, different. They are different. It's a trust. It will be a curse or a disgrace, Yawm al-Qiyamah, and a remorse on the day of judgment, and the day of resurrection. That day when mankind will stand up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they will be questioned for every little or anything that, whether little or more or bigger than what they have done on this planet, they will be questioned about that. Let's talk about you talking about being a leader. And it's up with a full sense of responsibility and fulfill what is entrusted to him, its obligations efficiently. So, brothers and sisters, there are two conditions for putting people in an official position. One, we should understand. One, the person should be a relevant talent. He should have the talent. It's like, okay, let's talk about being a doctor. Someone who studied about medicine. You cannot appoint someone who does not know about medicine. someone who study about agriculture. You cannot appoint someone who does not know about agriculture. And not only study about agriculture, but someone who is versatile in agriculture, who specialize in agriculture, and whose practicality has proven beyond reasonable doubt. These are the people that we appoint for a position of trust. And also do not crave for it, or long for it, or ask for it. So brothers and sisters. And the second one is the capacity of, the person should have the capacity to be able to discharge the responsibility of thereof. Example, to be able to maintain law and order. The person himself should be disciplined. If you are not disciplined, how can you be a ruler? How can you be a leader or political figure? You are not disciplined. And a person who is communal, who can able to accept, who can able to bear challenges, who can able to face new challenges, and to have always be prepared to create ideas in order to tackle those problems. And the person should have a vision and the dynamism to cope with whatever difficulty. Today we see in the world when rulers or leaders or political figures or those who hold official position, when they are being criticized for being not trustworthy or for being corrupt, they will go after the individuals, get rid of them, and they have their death squad, and even going to the extent to imprison those individuals. My dear brothers and sisters, let us pray for the world. Is going through agony. The world is going through difficulty. There are leaders today in the world, the people are suffering. Our people are suffering under the leaders of those so-called rulers, whom they rule, whom they call as presidents, whom they call as prime ministers, whom they call as political figures or official leaders. And they fear that for every single penny that they take from the coffers of the state and misuse it or manhandle it, they will be cautioned Yawm al-Qiyamah. Can you imagine Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu, when he was the second Caliph after Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu passed away, and he was appointed to carry the day-to-day affairs of the Muslims. That's what happened, brothers and sisters. One day, he woke up in the middle of the night and he has his servant Aslam. He said, Aslam, follow me. And Umar go the whole of Medina from door to door, walking in the street of Medina, just to listen, though he want to know, find out if the citizen of Medina, of the Islamic State, complain about being oppressed or they are being transgressed upon. And when he saw a tent, a light in the tent, and he said, let me have a look in this tent. What he saw, a woman was placing a pot on the fire. And the pot is covered, and the woman was using some kind of spoon, roaring inside the pot, pretending like she's cooking. And Umar bin Khattab radiallahu anhu came close to this woman and asked her, Ya Amatallah, oh, you the servant of Allah, what are you doing? Your children are crying. And because it's the noise of the children that drew the attention of Umar bin Khattab, made him to enter the tent. Because he thought there's no one there taking care of the kids. What he saw shocked him and amazed him. So when he went there, and the woman explained that he had what is in the pot is just stones and water, and he was pretending in order to make like he's cooking because his children are hungry. Our children are hungry. So she's pretending like she's cooking so that the children will be in that state to use the delaying tactics so that when the children get tired, they will go to sleep. They will sleep and they will go to bed and sleep. Maybe by the time it's morning, Allah will provide for them. But guess what happens? Subhanallah. Then he said, oh, Umar, how many people have you oppressed? How many people have died under your leadership? He told Aslam, he said, follow me. He went to the Bait al-Mal, like we saw today, the benefit house. When you go to, like here in the UK, when you are out of work and you don't have money, you have no job, you go to the housing benefit, you go and seek for housing benefit, you apply for housing benefit. And he went to the Bait al-Mal. It's like this is the system was copied by the West from the Muslims. Today, it's only in the Muslim land, we abandon it. We see leaders in the Muslim land and even non-Muslim land, some of them, the people have been oppressed. They don't have the the facility like in the UK or in the US or in the Western Hemisphere, those who are well developed, who have this sophisticated system to carry out the duty of the state. And he went and get some grains and get some butter and oil, and he put them in a huge bag and some cash. And he wanted to carry it on his head. Aslam said, no, yeah, Amir al-Mu'minin, oh, the leader of the believers, give me this sack so that I will carry it on my head. He said, no, I will not give you this sack to carry it on your head, because you will not carry the burdens of these people that I'm taking care, I'm ruling. Yawm al-Qiyamah, you will not be asked for them. I will be questioned Yawm al-Qiyamah in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So brothers and sisters, for those who are aspiring for official position, political position, here you see brothers and sisters are aspiring for offices, and they see how people are suffering under their rule. Instead, they acquire the wealth of the states, and they will use it in order to buy expensive houses, build expensive houses, drive expensive cars, and go on expensive holidays. Subhanallah. How much do you earn a month? How many do you earn per year that you amass all this wealth and the people are suffering under you? And you don't fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you are asking for position. You're ready to kill and maim people for life. So my dear brothers and sisters, I'm really, really sorry if I took you too long. I will leave the platform for now, the brothers and sisters, to send in their questions and answer, or to make their comments and analysis regarding this subject of today. Subhanakallahumma nashhadu an la ilaha illallah nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Sheikh, well, may Allah bless you for this. Is this towards the end of your program, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, but we need, I don't know if we need some questions, although Maghrib comes in quarter past.
Yes.
Well, after quarter past, but we still have some time. If anyone have got anything to mention, if not, then I think you have to continue, if it's possible. But if there's any question,
yeah, I'll go on one more hadith, because why I paused there, because it's all about the same topic, but just to buttress what I've already mentioned to the audience, to the brothers and sisters out there. Maybe they might have questions to ask, or might want to make a comment. The floor is free for them, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, Sheikh, we haven't got anything coming up now. If they do, I will let you know. So you can carry on. We've got about at least another 10 minutes. Oh, there's a question. Yes, you can ask to
unmute
the question.
Unmute,
there's one question. Yeah, Brother Zainu. Yes, unmute yourself, brother. Yes, what's your question, brother?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And I'm here, my Sheikh, from another place. Now, when you talk about leadership, what about in a situation whereby you are in a community, or you're a leader whereby they need a leadership? They know that you are the potential, you have all the quality, but the person refused to accept to take this leadership, and whereby they know that yes, you are capable, you are the best in terms of knowledge, in terms of ability of management. Yeah, you are the only person amongst them, but this person refused to take the leadership. What is the situation? Can you get another person to take over the leadership?
Yes, as long as, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam, as long as the individual that has been appointed, but the person is afraid to accept the position due to a reason best known to him, because as I mentioned to the previous hadith and in the last hadith, that this is going to be a disgrace, and also is going to be a kind of a remorse Yawm al-Qiyamah for the one who hold on to a position and the person does not act upon it the way it is according to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the wishes of the people, and does things that really makes the people suffer under him, and also doing some corrupt practices. Then it is the responsibility of the individuals in charge to the people themselves to appoint, to look amongst themselves to look the one that is trustworthy and to appoint that person. I believe that the only thing is that here is that Islam forbids is that you should not ask for it. Like the way some people are competing to one another. Even it goes on to the extent, some people, because this person is from my own clan, or is from my own country, or is from this, we coming from the same area, I will favor him, even though that person does not have the quality or the only potential for that person to become a leader. Then that's one is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we all know that nothing goes for nothing in this world. Anything that we do in this world will be questionable yawm al-qiyamah. If we as human beings, we are sincere to ourselves, and the way we understand each other and we know each other, we just stick to the reality of appointing those who are really trustworthy, that we believe that these people, they are capable. And when we give them the position, they accept it, and they are willing, then those are the people we should stick to. We should not stick to them just because they come we come from the same country, or they are from the same tribes, or we are from the same mom and dad. No, that favoritism has to be taken away, because that's even when the Prophet one of his Ibn Abbas, the son of Abbas, his cousin, came and asked him for position. He said, La nuwali hadha al-amr. We will not give this position to anyone that asks for it, or those who desire for it. So if there is no one, look for the second one. If there is no second one, there must be a third one. There must be one among them, and they will groom and to bring him up, so that person, so that the person can carry out the duty of the day-to-day affairs of the people. Inshallah.
I think we have to close the meeting now. We only have 5 minutes, and there is no outstanding question. And like I said, some people are going to get themselves ready for Maghrib, because at least Maghrib is about 26 minutes past. So people have to do their wudu and get themselves ready. So tomorrow we have Sheikh Boadi, who is going to take us, and Sunday we're going to get Sheikh Mahmoud, inshallah. So Sheikh, you can round up by making dua, or if you need.
Ma'am, let me just round up quickly before I go, because I mean, alhamdulillah, things like this, I believe that, brothers and sisters, the reason it's not a question, a matter of question. We all know that corruption is everywhere. People do things out of the way, and when you do things out of the way, you're not putting people into suffering to suffer, but you make things to be in a different way when we suppose it is not supposed to be. And this is why the Prophet said to this hadith reported by Abu Huraira, where the Prophet said, "Innakum satahrisuna ala imara wa satakunu nadama yawm al-qiyamah." Allah's Messenger said, "You will be greedy for getting a position of authority, but remember that it will be a cause of humiliation and remorse on the day of judgment." The only thing I'm advising brothers and sisters, sum it up all, do not ask for political position or any kind of position, whether a position of trust. I'm not talking about qualification. Qualification, like when you put someone, they put a position to apply for it. When you apply, let the individual who find out that who had the applicants, to make sure that those who fit the criteria should be appointed, not because by favor or because of one thing or the other. So let's this practice be observed by each and every one of us. So I hope this is clear to each and every one. And it's something, it's a lengthy subject. We'll talk about on and on and on. There's no question about this, brother. This is very clear today. So we're asking Azza Jalla to guide us, our leaders and our political figures. May Allah give them the hidayah, that is the guidance, give them the wisdom to guide and to rule the people accordingly, so that they will not face the wrath and the anger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yawm al-qiyamah. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa in lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan innaka antal wahhab. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
rahmatullahi. You find yourself in the world. So this is my topic for the day. Inshallah, if you cannot able to catch up here on this channel, so please you go on Facebook. you can get it there, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. On my Facebook page, Musa Isa Kamara, you can able to listen to the extract of what you missed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.